Hello, and welcome back. And thank you for subscribing to my channel, Paint with Gloria. So let's get started. Hello, and welcome back. Thank you for joining me today. We're painting a Christmas painting today, and we'll be using a painting of a very good friend of mine who painted this last year. See? She painted this. She added her little puppy, Miko, and she also added her little cat, Sammy. So we're going to make some changes, but this is going to be a reference. She also turned her painting into a Christmas card, as you can see here. And you can do the same thing if you like your painting. You can always turn it into a Christmas card. See? Isn't that wonderful? Great idea. There we go. See? And her lovely name is Jerry. My best friend Jerry. Okay, here we go. We're going to get started. I'm going to put this here as reference. Go. And we're going to start with the door. I'm not going to be tracing today. So I'm going to be picking up, let's see, an angle brush. And I'm going to be picking up the red. And we're going to do the door right here. And you'll see why we don't have to sketch it. Because it doesn't have to be center. It doesn't have to be perfectly squared. Just going to fill it in because the door is going to be red. And again, we're going to be making some changes. I don't want to make it identical to hers. And you guys can turn your painting into a Christmas card as well. Keep that in mind. Instead of going to the store and buying Christmas cards, you can print your own. And shop around for different prices when it comes to printing them. Let's just cover the door in red. I could have picked up a bigger brush, but this will do. Make sure your strokes are always coming down. If you want to make your door taller, you can. I'll probably do the same. Let me just get a feel for this one, see how this works. Yeah, I think I'm going to make it taller. And this is an 8 by 10 that I'm using. Fill it in. Okay, and make it a little fuller on the side. And just a little bit longer here. Going up. Black. I'm using a liner, like 1/4 of a liner, and I'm just gonna kind of put down. Let me put the doorknob in. We're gonna put in the doorknob. That's the doorknob. Let's do that for now. And we're going to put in some window-like on this door. See, we're drawing it. We're drawing it in. There we go. And on the bottom, we're going to do this one here at the bottom. Okay. You can sketch it in if you like. When you do the red, just make sure it's dry before you sketch in the squares on the door. Okay, and then I'm going to put this one down for now, for the moment. Rinse it in water. And I'm going to take some of that black and just kind of move it around on the sides, just to kind of give it that 3D look. So I'm moving around some of that black that I just put in there. Okay. And you can do the same thing on the bottom. And here. And here. And now with that little bit of the black paint that I still have on my brush, I'm going to go here. Blending in with the red that's already on the door. Okay. And the reason I'm doing this is because once all that snow falls on it, it's going to give some shadows. Dark shadows, so that's why we're adding the dark red with some black in it. Okay. And some at the bottom here, picking up a little bit more black, picking up some red, pulling it up, pulling it up. Inside the door here. If it gets too dark for you, don't be concerned, because you can always go back, and I'll show you how to do that. You can always go back and put in more red, because since it's still so wet, it will pick up a lot. Okay. Now let me just clean my brush on my cloth. I'm not going to even wet it. I'm just going to pick up some more red so you can see what I'm talking about. See how it covers some of that dark? I'm going to take some red. I have like 3 different reds here on my palette. 3 different reds. Here. Oops, you see I touched the black of the handle with my brush, but we'll just blend that in. Doesn't have to be perfect. It look beautiful anyway. There you go. We got the door. What we're going to do is we're going to add the rest of the house. So what we're going to do is we're going to pick up some red, plenty of red. And we're going to add it that way. Okay, I noticed I needed more red, so what I did was I picked up a lot more red, but I'm also going to pick up, let's see, maybe a bigger brush, a bigger angle brush so I can cover more. And I'll put this one in water for now, so let's go ahead and do that, up and down. Okay, and here too. And we're going to, let me flip over my canvas. We're going to put some more red here as well. You can do the houses any color you want. Keep the door red, or at least I would. I recommend you keep the door red. But the house, what I'm doing now, instead of red, you can color the sides of the house any color you like. And then I'm going to add some brown here, which I didn't put on my palette, but I'm going to do that now. I'm not going to clean my brush because again that's going to be covered with snow. So I think I picked up the lightest brown I have. So I'm going to have to go back. Okay. Actually, I mixed up some black into my brown because I wanted a dark color. I didn't want it to be that light. Beautiful. Awesome. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and define the door a little bit more. Now that we have the door and my walls are painted, I'm going to go ahead and put that in water. And we're going to add a Christmas tree here. So go ahead and pick up a big brush. You can pick up any angle brush, or you can pick up a fan brush, whatever you're used to. And we're going to pick up some black. I'm going to pick up some black, and we're going to start shaping the Christmas tree. Okay, so, and this happens to be a real Christmas tree, so it's not going to look perfect. It's going to have different shapes. And you want to leave some of that beautiful red in between as well. Fill it in. Keep filling it in. Picking up black as many times as you have to. And this is a very large Christmas tree. that they put in front of their door. Okay, I'm covering most of it, but you'll notice I'll leave some of those pretty reds coming in through. Okay, a little bit more. Okay, beautiful. And here on the side, we're going to go ahead and add a little Christmas plant as well. Okay. Here we go. Beautiful. Now that we did that, with the same brush, I'm just going to give it a little shadow underneath the door with the same brush, same paint. There you go. There you go. Wonderful. Now let's go ahead and put that in water, and let's add a wreath on that door before we go any further. So I'm going to pick up my crazy brush, and I'm going to pick up some black, and then we'll come in with the green. So I'm going to tap it, tap, 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 and go into a circle. Tap, 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 keep tapping, keep tapping. Okay, now that I did that, I'm going to go ahead and pick up some green. I didn't clean my brush. I'm just going to pick up some green and tap lightly, very lightly. Pick up some more. Okay, that's my wreath. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill it in a little bit more. So I'm going to pick up some more black without cleaning my brush, and I'm going to fill it in some more in the middle. Okay, now again, this time I'm going to wipe my brush clean, not wetting it, just wiping it clean, and I'm going to put more green, more green. Beautiful wreath. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of green here on my Christmas plant. Following the shape. Now that we did that, let's add green to the Christmas tree. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the same brush I did before that I put in water, and I'm just going to dry it. Pick up some green. Let me add more green to my palette because I know I'm going to need it. I'm using Christmas green and, let's see, marsh green. I'm using both greens. So tap, tap, moving it around. Try to cover as much as you want to. Except that I'm going to go ahead and leave, again, some of that black, and I'm also going to leave some of the red coming through. I don't want to cover the whole thing. Let's see how that's looking. Okay, move this out of the way. Get my reference material out of there. Okay, some on the side. Okay, I'm happy with that, so I'm gonna stop there. And again, I'm gonna put my brush into the water. And I'm going to add some greens, like a garland, right around the door. So for that, I'm going to stick to this one. I'm just going to add a little bit of yellow to my greens, just to have a different kind of green. That way they don't all look alike. And just kind of tap. Tap, tap. They come down. Pick up some more if you have to. Here we go. You see, go a little bit of more yellow. More yellow. There you go. Better. Pick up a little bit of green. I like that green, so guess what? I'm just going to add a little bit here on my wreath. I do like that green. And here, just because I like it. There you go. Just here, not much. Picking up just a tab, just so it can look a little different. And there we go, and this balancing our painting. There you go, beautiful. Okay, now that we did that, let's go in. All right, let's go ahead and add a welcome sign here as well. So let's put in the word welcome, and I'm doing it with my 1/4 inch liner. It doesn't have to be perfect, so just put it in as best as you can. It doesn't have to be straight, keep that in mind. Do the best you can. Now that we did that, I'm gonna go ahead and some of my brown is still on my palette, so I'm gonna use some of that. Mix it around, and say it's attached here, and it's attached here. So now I'm just gonna give it a frame, wiggly frame. There you go. Wiggly frame. Beautiful. Picking up some more. That's my sign. Welcome. Okay, let's add some. Let's see, what are we using? Let's use some yellow. Let's see. I'm picking up this round brush. It's almost like I would say, yeah, I can say it's like a 1/4 inch. I'm going to pick up some yellow, and I'm just going to go ahead and add it like that. Just make it look like this Christmas bulbs on the Christmas tree. You don't have to add many, or you don't have to add any at all if you don't want to. It's up to you. There you go. I think that's enough. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and add some red ones now. So let me pick up some red and add some reds. You just tap it, you don't have to really press. If you load up your brush enough, all you have to do is place it. And you can use any color bulbs you want. It doesn't have to be red, it doesn't have to be yellow. Okay. Now that we did that, I would like to add a bow. Where would I add my bow? I'm going to go ahead and add my bow right there on that reef. So I'm going to pick up a small, what is it? Wow, that's small. It's like a little square brush. And I'm going to go ahead and let me pick up some darks, which means I'm going to pick up my black mixing with some red. And I'm going to just put in a bow here. You won't see it until I put in the brighter red, but right now I'm just shaping it. Now I'm just shaping it. And it's got one here, the other one there. There you go. Now I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to put some red on it so you can see it. Connect. And my bowl, here we go. Now I'm going to clean that brush as well. And I'm going to add a little bit of yellow right in the center, right here. So it can stand out a little bit. Now what we're going to do is we're going to add some snow. So let's see, what are we grabbing here? Actually, let's grab the same brush we used for the tree, which is the flat 1/2 inch. And we're going to pick up some white. And we're going to start putting in some snow. Let's put in some snow right here on top. Tap, tap. Pick up as much white as you have to. See, the snow has settled on top of this garland. Just tap very lightly, and the snow has settled here as well. Keeping the shape. It's like an arm holding the snow. See, here as well. Keep tapping it into the white paint. Okay. Look at that. Okay. Let's do the same thing for here, for the big tree. Okay. Now keep in mind, the arms are holding the snow. And lightly, because what happens if you press too hard is going to pick up the green that is still wet. And if that happens, just clean your brush and tap into the clean white. Tap here and there, trying to keep the form of the tree. And you can cover your tree with as much snow as you want to. See how I'm shaping it? I'm not keeping it straight, I'm coming down in an angle. Tapping it. Now, of course, we're going to have snow on the ground. And some on the doors, gonna pile up some on the door. They went away for the holidays, so when they're gonna come back home, they're gonna find a lot of snow piled up in front of the door. So let's make this, keep tapping, tapping, tapping. Pick up your white. Don't be afraid to pick up a lot of white, because the ground is covered with snow. The front entrance is covered with snow. I'm gonna put up a little bit just here and there here, not much, because of the angle of the garland doesn't let the snow stick around too much, so just a little bit. And we're gonna put some here on the door. This door frame here. Door frame here. We're gonna put some here. Snow has fallen here. Snow has also fallen on top of the bow. Here we go. Flip over. Here we go. I think that looks great. Now what we're going to do is, you're gonna like these guys, but okay, I dropped one, but that's okay. I'm gonna move this over, and I am gonna pick up some more white paint because I'm gonna need it. What I'm going to do now is cover my background with a cloth, because our next step is gonna get a little messy. So I'm gonna take a plastic cloth and I'm gonna cover my background. I'm just gonna cover my background right there. The table I'm not too worried about because I'm painting on a glass table. So I'm not worried about the table getting paint on. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna put this, okay, so you see the difference so far between what we have here and this. Okay, let's see. Let me pick up, this is a regular old toothbrush that I'm gonna use for paint. And I'm going to just dip it into my white. Into my white. See, I put white paint on it. So I'm gonna use my finger. This can get messy, but watch this. Let me show you what is happening here. You see the specks of white? Look like it's snowing. So I'm gonna pick up some more white with my toothbrush, and I'm going to splatter. See what I'm doing now? Pulling. Look at that. And sometimes you're gonna get bigger specks than others, but it's okay because it's snowing. I think that's enough snow for me. See, yes it is. But what I'm going to do then is I'm gonna put in a little bit more of that green in here because I want my reef to show. And some of that yellow, just so that my reef can stand out. Same here. Here we go. Okay. Now I did get messy, but that's okay. Water can cure that. What I'm going to do now is pick up my liner. Make sure it's clean. And let's see. I'm going to remove my cloth since I don't need it anymore. And let's see if I'm missing anything. Well, what we can do is, what if we add a little cherry here? Okay, it's not necessary, but I just want to add it on. So let me grab my small paint brush here, and I'm going to pick up some green. I'm going to add it right here. Right here. Let me pick up some more green. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that. Okay, good. Fill it in. Let's put another one right next to it. That one went off. Okay. Then I'm going to add some yellow. Just pick up some yellow, same brush. And I'm going to do the size. And then we're going to blend. Let's do this one too. And you're going to blend it. Pick up a little bit more yellow. There you go. Beautiful. I'm going to put some cherries there. Picking up some red. Cherry, cherry, cherry. Okay, go. Then we're going to make a little dark on those cherries so they can stand out. Okay, there you go. And one here. Wonderful. Okay, let me take some of that dark green and put it towards the center. Same here. Okay, then let me get my liner. Beautiful. Now guys, I'm going to consider this a finished painting, and remember, turn your painting into a Christmas card and send them out this Christmas holidays to your family and friends. Make sure you signed it in the front so when you make your copies, they'll see your name. They'll be happily surprised that you took the time to send them a personal Christmas card instead of going to the store and buying one. And the year, of course, that's very important. Well, guys, I will see you on our next adventure. God bless. Adios, amigos. Okay, we are done. However, if you wanna add the snowman like my friend did, we can. Let's do that, but you don't have to because we're done. But let's add it here. We're gonna add, and you might want to wait until your painting is done to do this because you don't want to pick up your greens from the tree. And again, this is optional. You don't have to. She picked up some of my red. But I'm okay with that. Clean it. Add some white here, just so it can be part of all the snow that has fallen. We're going to pick up some black for the hat. Let me put some more black on my palette. Let's give them a hat. Let's give them little eye, a mouth, tapping. Let's give them some buttons while we're at it. There we go, he's got buttons. Now we're going to get some of that black mixed in with the white to create gray, because I want to give him some hands here, which means we're going to have like a post. Dry wood. There you go. Dry wood. Okay, it's good enough. Let's put it in some more stuck in there. There you go. It's inside. Now I'm going to pick up some red. And we're going to give him a scarf. Pick up some red. Let's give him a scarf. Here's his scarf. Yep, he's got his scarf. We're going to match it to his hat, so we're going to put here. There you go. Now we're going to give him nose, so we're going to get some orange for the carrot. So we're going to mix in some red and some yellow, and we're going to create his nose. So we're going to go this way. Okay, pick up some more. There you go. That's his nose. And because the snow is right against his little face, I'm going to go ahead and add some green behind it. Here, just to kind of separate. There you go. Pick up some more. You see how that works? That way, it doesn't interfere with the background. Now he's got, let me just kind of round it off. I don't have to, but there you go. That's good. If you want, you can do the same thing. His little hat. Little snowman. Let me give him some shadow, which means it's going to be a little grayish. Not much, just a hint of gray to separate. just to kind of separate. Pick up some more white than anything. White. See, that's all it takes. That's all it took. So let me pick up some more white, just pure white. And I want to just kind of put a little bit of white here, right on top of his little arms. Because snow has settled on top of his little arms, which was just like a little twig. And maybe some on his hat. And the rim of his hat. Okay. Now, again, she has the dog and she has her cat. We're not going to do that. We're going to keep it like this. So now I'm going to shut down for the evening. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. God bless.